This is a hand launch glider, and I was going through notes I've kept in my RC notebook on the planes I've built, and the name of it is Restless. It's an original design of mine. I built it in '93, and original means that you designed, drew, and scratch built the airplane. There are a couple levels, probably about 3 levels of the types of building. The most common one is kit building, self-explanatory. Then there's scratch building. So scratch building can be from a partial kit. In other words, you'll get the ribs. A partial kit would have ribs and the fuselage formers done for you. You buy all the straight stock and build it. The other more advanced form of scratch building would be you're building over plans and you start with your own supply of wood. So you're cutting out everything. All your ribs, all your formers, and using all your straight sticks, your spars, and your leading trail and edges, and so forth. And then probably the most highest level, if you will, of scratch building is to build an original. That's your original design. You drew the plans, and then you scratch build it on your plans. It's on my FM radio. I had to look at my plane list for frequencies. Got that many planes. It's easier that way to remember what channel. Channel 46. I've already assembled the wing. This has the internal pegs, single row bands, instead of a wooden peg front and back, and the pegs sticking out into the slipstream causing drag. So 4 rubber bands, firm enough to hold the wing in place, but soft enough if you make contact with the ground, especially a ground loop where you hook a wing on landing, it'll break away. The way this works, again for Restless, okay? Again for cleaner airflow, no switches on the outside of the plane. We simply plug the receiver directly into the battery, turn it on. The hand launch glider, you'll be making multiple launches, trying to catch a thermal. The way this hatch works, has a small thumb screw in the front with a tongue. The rubber band becomes your spring for your hatch. Fits around rubber bands, push it back with a thumb screw, tongue snaps underneath. So 2-channel hand launch glider. The inspiration for the name Restless came from how a glider behaves when it's starting to get into a thermal. It starts bouncing around. The tail will raise up when you're really into it good, and it'll start accelerating forward. So I refer to that action as when it's starting to get restless. Fairly simple design, all balsa wood with spruce spars, the main spars. That's it. Just wanted to do an original design. I like the hand launch gliders, so I designed and built it the winter of '93, and I actually competed with it at a state park in Delaware called the Spring Fling in '94. Did well for itself. I don't remember where I placed. It's been too long, but let's get this out and fly it. And I won't bore you with all the design concepts right now. If I think of something when we're out flying it, I'll just mention it. It's a nice day outside. I haven't flown it in quite some time. So let's go out, check the glide, and make some hand launches. So turning the plane on and off once it's assembled is actually fairly handy. Simply remove the hatch cover, unplug the battery. Before we go, I thought I'd go over this a little bit with you. This is my RC notebook. So this plane list not only is a list of my planes, I've been dating them, my older planes, looking at pictures with dates on them, but what frequency they're on, and the bigger thing is the batteries, what chemistry and how many milliamp hours makes it convenient for setting charge rates. Batteries are buried in the planes. Here's a list that I was keeping for a while. Started with my trainer in '92, and I kept it up until 2003. It's my Raptor 50 3D Thunder Tiger helicopter, which I still have converted to flybarless. And you've heard me refer to a logbook. Here's my logbook. Just a sheaf of papers held together with a clip. So I only kept it on my trainer. So I first started 1/30, 1992 up until 5/18 of 92. Just flying it all that spring. The only other thing I'm noting here was when I soloed. There it is, 2/23, 1992. So end of February. And then I stopped keeping it because RC flying should be fun. Logbooks are not a requirement. It became a chore. I do have one other logbook on one plane. I've kept the logbook for the entire life of the plane. In a upcoming video, I'll share that with you. Don't know how long it's been since I flew the plane, but all the way to a landing, hands off. Perfectly trimmed. Okay, here we go. Hand launch glider, baby. Original design. And we've missed the best part of the day. As far as the sun, heating things up, expecting a thermal, but there you go. Hands off landing. Very well trimmed plane. So when you're designing your own plane, I read some books, pretty much stuck to conventional numbers. By numbers, I'm talking about wing area versus weight, the length of the fuselage, so tail moment, and then the area of the tail control surfaces. These angles, the dihedral angle, I think it's a pretty standard thing, but then the dihedral angle has to match up with the area of the rudder, how much throw. The way this turns, when you turn the rudder, the oncoming air catches the polyhedral, causes it to bank. Get it up there, baby. So it's a floater. It's got a very rearward center of gravity. There you go. See it moving around a little bit? It's the air. Oh, missed it. Been a while since I did a catch. Let me check my camera. I don't think it, hope it's not crooked anyway. All right, let's catch it. Hand launch glider, all the way back to a catch. Forgot to flare, a little up elevator, get the nose up. So you launch it, level it off, try to keep altitude. Whoa, there's some sinking air. See if I can get all the way back to me. Flare it up. There you go. Sun poking out. Come on, baby. Give me a little thermal action. So if we're catching a thermal, you tend to head upwind, left and right at an angle. Try to catch a little air. So let's see if I can't get this thing up there. Run with it and launch it. There we go. It's my highest launch so far. It's not good air. It's in the evening. It's after 5 o'clock. This would also be a good one to good one for slope soaring, but I've never located a slope. Something that has always kind of fascinated me. Sorry about this. Let me check my camera. It's staying on. Do the best I can with it. Try another run and launch. It's up there. Good as I've done anyway. So you can circle. The big one is S-turns. S-turn, you're always finding new air. I'm not going to make it back to the field, and there's a ground loop. Okay, so that twisted the wings slightly, which would affect the steering slightly. Just shift the rubber bands a little bit. Make sure the wing is straight in line with the fuselage. I'm just going to circle around and go for a successful return. Oh, I'm not going to make it. All right, hand launch, coming back to catching it. It's the goal at this point. Camera look like. Not gonna make it. Okay, good launch. One circle it looks like. Gotta catch it. That's the goal. Go right around right now. Get downwind. Oh, that's holding up there. A little bit of lift there. Had to get a little bit athletic to catch that one. Should have turned a little later. Just carrying a little too much energy in. Look at the sink right there. Look at the difference. Huh? You make it back to the field. Very interesting how a glider, just like a soaring bird, responds to the air. It's always changing. So the other idea with a glider, you learn to recognize how it behaves. It's helping you to see the air. You can certainly see a thermal when you core out in one. You can certainly see the difference when I got just a little bit of lift, whatever I'm finding out around here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna call it.